The Clinton County Coalition to Prevent Suicide is once again holding their community program that features speakers who talk about their experiences with suicide, the unexpected loss of loved ones, and personal trauma. They share the stories of how they found the hope and strength they needed to begin the long healing process. Here to talk about the event is one of the co-moderators, Sally Meisenheimer, a life coach and counselor who will lead one of the panel discussions at the Evening of Healing that's happening this coming Monday, March 11th at the Newman Center in Plattsburgh at 6 p.m. And Sally, we appreciate you being here. Tell us about the discussion group that you're going to be leading.
Yeah, well, we have 3 different speakers this year. Every year it's people that have gone through a trauma, and what we try to do is really just focus on where their strength comes from, how they've tried to bounce back, how they live their life, and share their experience to help other people. And that's what the evening is about. And I can tell you about the 3 speakers. I'm going to be sitting with Mike Carpenter. He has a story about recovery from addiction and how he gives back to the community with a lot of hope and laughter, I think is how he lives his life. We also have Laura Thornton, and she'll be interviewed by Jen Hernich, and she'll be talking about healing from emotional trauma. Then lastly, we have Jen Boyer, who is a suicide loss survivor, and she's also involved with the new mural project, and she'll be interviewed by Dina Giltz McCullough.
And also with us are 2 of the speakers from the event held last year who will be returning this year and participating once again, Amy Collin and her sister Melissa Kuhns. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Melissa, you lost both your son and daughter?
I did. Yes, they both completed suicide. My son in 2018 and my daughter in 2020.
For many people, that's unthinkable that you could lose 2 of your children.
That is the most common response I get from people. I cannot imagine.
Did Sally or someone else with Evening of Healing reach out to you, or was it your sister Amy who said, they've asked us to participate in
Amy
this?
asked me. Amy came to me and said, "Sis, what do you think about this? Are you ready?" And the answer was a resounding yes.
And we had talked about it, and we both feel that Evening of Healing and Hope offers so much beyond just the story of the loss. And what attracted both of us was the emphasis they wanted us to put on the coping strategies. So it goes beyond, that storytelling, which is so important. The more we tell our story and the more we share, the better we get at managing the grief.
And you talk about coping strategy. Is that so essential and so important to help people deal with such a traumatic loss?
Yes, absolutely. The more resilience a person has, and I believe that can be cultivated, that's what allows us to find perspective and hope for the future and to not get stuck, or find a way out of the dark places we find ourselves in. And that's what I loved about participating in the Evening of Healing, because we were able to share some of the things that we've done to find that healing, and the ways we move forward, and the things we choose to think. I tend to be a little macabre sometimes.
And funny. The humor. The humor
Yes.
is so important, and we were talking about that before, and it comes up over and over again, the ways that laughter and just humor can create perspective. And I think sometimes people feel that that's not an appropriate response, and yet,
there's no one way to handle grief. There's no one way to do it well. Getting up every day and tackling every day as it comes, that is how we get through it. Having an amazing support system, and being able to talk about, especially with suicide, so many people, it's a taboo subject. Families don't discuss it, and they hide from that pain, and they don't want to talk about it. And for me personally, talking about it is what has helped me heal. So it was very cathartic for me to get up and speak with everyone.
And you talk about the laughter.
Yes.
You talked about that in your presentation last year. You talked about the emails back and forth, and
Yes.
and you talked about how important it was to have that humor to help you get through it.
And you can't help it sometimes. You know, the emails back and forth where she would ask this, dark question and then be like, if I get another lasagna, like our casserole, I don't know what's gonna happen. And my response, of course, is you don't have to eat it, just be nice. Like, just say thank you. And, we laugh and people, they look for something to do to help. So it became funny when it becomes sort of cliche, but they don't know what to do and they want to help. And with Evening of Healing and Hope, I mean, you mentioned the support group and the support network that we have. A lot of people don't have a deep one. And when you have events like the Evening of Healing and Hope, you're surrounded by people who, have lost in different ways and who are coping. And in a way, you're automatically part of a group and a network so people can reach out to each other. And it's really remarkable.
I think, Sally, an Evening of Healing, oftentimes you come and you see there are so many people that have been touched by tragedy.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason I got asked to do it is because how I have shared just my losses. Early on in my life, my mom died, and then my brother died of alcoholism at the age of 35. And in sharing those things, well, first of all, when my brother died, people said, "Are you going to say why he died?" I go, yeah, I am. It's part of his story, but it's also a disease, and such as suicide, it's these taboo subjects that when I think that when we rip the Band-Aid off and everybody is there in it, and there's laughing and there's crying, this full range of emotions, anger, people feel like it's okay to talk about these things. And I feel that people that have gone through tragedies past these nights have known who to reach out to, and that network is really supportive and pretty magical that we have all these supporters in our community that are just a phone call away.
And you both are coming back and participating this year. Was that a difficult decision to come back, or do you want to be part of this every year?
I want to be in that audience every year. I want to hear these other stories. To hear other people's successes and their journeys is so inspiring to me.
Amy, Melissa, Sally, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you, Tom.
We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Tom.
An Evening of Healing, Stories of Strength will be held this coming Monday, March 11th at 6 p.m. at the Newman Center on Broad Street in Plattsburgh, right near the SUNY Plattsburgh campus. Learn more online and on Facebook at the addresses you see there, or find a link on our website.